Be honest, would you hire you off your website? You see, when people are visiting your website, it's not to search for properties for sale. It's to see whom you are and sort of how you roll and how you handle your business. And if they decide that they might picture themselves to working with you, then maybe, just maybe, they might pick up the phone and call you. Hi, I'm Mike Cuevas, the Real Estate Marketing Dude, and welcome to another edition of Brand You. On this week's video, what we're going to talk about are the 7 videos or content that help convert leads into clients and website visitors into prospects. So if you're interested in that and wondering on how a more personable type of follow-up video series works, this is the video for you. Now, regardless of what business you're in, this is not a real estate thing I'm going to explain to you. This is a consumer decision-making thing. And I want you to picture yourself and think about the last time you bought a product or a service online and what was going through those thoughts. Most likely you were thinking, what's the price of this service? Is this service right for me? What have others said about that service? And how does a service even work? Well, those are very common objectives that every single visitor to your website or any type of consumer have, regardless of what they're thinking about buying and or selling at that given time. So what we're going to be talking about today is the website conversion videos that reduce those objections and they allow you to be more personable and, more importantly, convert more clients. So let's get started and show you the very first video. The very first video we're going to talk about is your About video. Your About video is your most important video because did you know that your About page on your website is the number 3 visited page? The reason for that is because people want to know who they're doing business with. When you're in real estate, this is a big financial decision, whether you're buying, selling, financing, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, people want to only do business with people they know, like, and most importantly, trust. Your About video does all of that, and it's not about how long you've been in the business. It is about why you're in the business and how you got started, and more importantly, whom you relate to. The About video does one job: humanize your brand, period. And it can be used on your website About page, or it can be used as part of your autoresponder series, or it can even be used as a retargeting ad for people that you're reaching out to if you're more advanced in the marketing world. Either way, your About video is one of the core videos that humanize your brand. Let's go on to the next. The next video we're going to talk about is the How It Works or your unique selling proposition video. Have you ever visited a website and just sort of wondered, hey, how does that service even work? Well, it's no different than when people visit your website. How do your services work? You know, if you're going to have a business, every business needs to demonstrate exactly what it is that they do, because even though you do this on a daily basis, most consumers do not. And because of that, they probably have a lot of questions. And just like if it is on my website, I have a page on each service or product we have that has a video and a description of exactly how that product and or service works. Don't over assume that people know exactly how you work and how you do it, because the truth is they don't. Your How It Works video should do one thing: show exactly how you do business specifically, but more importantly, what you do differently. This is a core video that could be on the homepage of your site. It could also be listed in a autoresponder series. You could definitely use it if you're running ads for like a retargeting campaign or something along that. See, these first 2 videos are the more personable videos to your business. But the next 5 videos we're going to talk about are the ones that are universal to any business you have. Let's go. The next video we're going to talk about is a reviews or a case study video. And yes, you should have a separate page on your website dedicated just towards buying testimonials and reviews of your business, because people look at what others said about you, not so much what you say about you. There's an old saying in marketing that says, nobody sells your business better than somebody else. And I can tell you how good Real Estate Marketing Dude is as a company, but when someone else does it, it's a lot more powerful. When you're creating case studies around your brand and you have testimonials, it can absolutely be used for marketing, because if you ever visited somebody's page or thought about booking any service or even visiting a restaurant, what did you do first? You know exactly what you did. You looked at the reviews and that confirmed your decision. Now, the fourth video in your arsenal is what we call a frequently asked questions video. Whether you're a real estate agent, a lender, or you're an investor, let's be honest, there are a certain amount of questions that people have that ask you every single day. Well, that's the perfect place and the opportunity to build a frequently asked questions page. If you view my website at Real Estate Marketing Dude, I have all of the most frequently asked questions that people on demos or people message into us. And what we found is that by Answering these questions ahead of time, not only is it converting more scheduled appointments, but it's creating more engagement on the website, which is very, very crucial. And this page also allows us to use this content as part of our autoresponder series. We can even run ads. And yes, it does help convert leads. Now let's talk about the fifth video. Have you ever been to a website and their pricing wasn't listed on their page or on their site at all? And you're like, how much does this cost? How angry were you and how mad and big of a turnoff was that for you? See, one of the things in real estate that people just don't talk about enough is how much do your services cost? Why are we scared to talk about this? Better yet, what I would rather do is justify my costs and justify what I charge. And whether you're a real estate agent, a lender, or an investor, there's a big opportunity there, because at the end of the day, people want to know how much your service costs. So instead of hiding it behind your listing presentation that you only give on a one-on-one presentation, why don't you put it on your website and scream your pricing from the damn rooftops? The other reason why I say that I would love this video, especially for anyone in the real estate industry, is because how many of your competitors are actually talking about their pricing on their sites publicly. Exactly what I thought. That's exactly why I want to do it. Warren Buffett once famously said, when you zig, I zag, and when they zag, I zig. And that's exactly what this is. Do things a little bit differently that get you noticed, but more importantly, what it's really saying is, I am 100% transparent and you can trust me. Now the sixth video is one that I absolutely love, and we call it the comparison video, or the pros and cons. Let's be honest, you're not meant to work well for every single business that you're in, and you're not God, therefore you shouldn't try to be. And the truth is that there are some people that are right for your business and there are some people that are not. When you embrace this from the rooftops, it's extremely important. In my business as real estate marketing group, people always ask me, what's the difference between you and, say, viral marketing, for example? So I have a page on my website that just addresses that. I talk about how the difference between viral, the difference between a real estate videographer and a real estate marketing dude. And the truth is that there's pros and cons to working with us. So the key is that what are the pros and cons to working with you in your business, and think about how much trust that builds with people when you basically say, you might not be the right fit for me. So I want to put this one into a little bit more context. If you're a real estate agent, these are the pros and cons between a traditional listing, between a flat fee brokerage, and selling to a real estate cash buyer investor. If you're a mortgage broker, this is the difference. What's the difference between a mortgage broker, a loan officer, and maybe a credit union? If you're an investor, what's the difference between selling to Zillow or an iBuyer versus a cash buyer versus listing your house traditionally with a realtor? What you're going to see in all of those different situations is that there's pros and cons based upon the situation the consumer is in. And that's really what you want to get out on this video. Again, this video says trust. Now the final video that you want to put on your website is what we call your landing page / contact page video. And have you ever gotten to somebody's page on their website and you're about to put in their information that for whatever reason you're just like, I'm just gonna bounce and get out of here. Well, why does that happen? Sometimes people just need a little bit more of a nudge.
All it takes is a little push.
And the number one reservation most people have about filling out information on a page are three things. Is this person gonna really do what they said they're gonna do? What should I expect? Is this person gonna spam me to death? And then, are they gonna sell my information? Why this is so important is because you got to address those objections and watch your conversions pick back up. So instead of just having a page with no video, what if you had a page on a video that said something along the lines of like this? Hey, if you're like most people right now, you're probably wondering what's going to happen exactly when you input your information, and that's what I want to tell you. And first off, no, we're not gonna spam you, sell your information, and all we're gonna do is show you exactly what to expect next. That little transparency and that little nudge definitely is a big deal to put on a landing page, because what you're doing is you're telling people what to expect next and not worry. And that's the number one concern people have. So if you don't have landing page videos up, get them on there. Watch your opt-ins go up. So remember that people don't hire you for necessarily what you do, they hire you for how you do it. And at the end of the day, regardless of what business you're in, consumers want one thing. They don't want to be ripped off. And the way that you build trust online is no differently than the way you would build trust one-on-one. The same questions people have are the same questions people will have. How much do you cost? What's the difference between you and everyone else? What are other people saying about you, and what do you do differently? That's essentially what it comes down to, and each of those 7 videos help address all of those objections. If you have any additional questions about this series, or you'd be interested in having us build out this whole funnel I just talked about, give us a call. We do this every single day, and we will script, edit, and distribute your video content. If not, I hope this video brought you some value. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on next week's episode of Brand You. I'm Mike Cuevas, the real estate marketing dude, and if you like what you saw today, don't forget to subscribe above. This one channel that focuses on attracting marketing, because old school prospecting tactics, let's be honest, they burn you out. See you guys next week.